a few quick tips on, once again, how to call stratagems, on how to aim properly with my setup, and on how to use the map while being on the go. Don't forget, it's a PvE game, so when using macros, you don't really spoil anyone's fun, I would say, as long as it's fun for you. And if you don't want to use it, just don't use it, but you can still buff up your custom schemes, at least, for example, to have this proper aiming, to summon map on the go, to throw grenades on the go in a comfortable way, and yeah. Hello everyone, today's video, I'm not sure how long it will be, but basically what I want to show you, I'm here with some optimization and control scheme recommendations and tips. So this works for both Steam Deck LED and Steam Deck OLED, obviously, because control scheme is the same for both. So Helldivers, how do you summon stratagems, right? So usually you click LB, and I customized it to L5. So first way to summon stratagem is just you hold LB, or L5 in my case, and use DPad. Let's say up, down, right, up, right? And you throw. Alright, that works. But what if you want to do it on the go? Like you want to run and you want to summon it. On a gamepad you kind of can do it because you can just run and then you do it D-pad with your left hand. But not here. Not on Steam Deck. On Steam Deck it would be uncomfortable to do so. So the second way you can summon is you hold the same way L5 or LB. You're reloading, right, sitting up, laying down, the usual stuff. Basic ABXY setup. So right now what I did, I'm holding L5, and right now these buttons become D-pad. So for example, do it again, I'm running. Right now I can do it on the go. Down, down, up, right. And you summon it. And it's actually really comfortable. So it's like, I'm running, I'm sprinting, I'm running away from bugs, and I'm summoning up, right, bottom, bottom, bottom. Throw it back and keep running, you know? Yeah, it survived. So that's the second way. Hold L5 and use ABXY as buttons, as D-pad buttons. What else can we do though? Another option would be to use virtual menus, macroses. So if you don't like macro things, if you don't like this auto commands, if you think it kills the whole point of the game to actually summon something while being on the go, like it's entirely up to you. Once I did it, I really liked it, and I don't want to play without it on Steam Deck. And let me show you what this is. The idea is that you run, you click your button, you choose your mortar, and you one-click summoned it. So once again, I open up menu, I open up whatever, and I one-click summon it. So here I did a few binds, revive, resupply, orbital strikes, lasers, mortal, turret, and 500 kilobombs. But what if you want to summon more than 6, right? For example, if you want at least 12. Of course, actually, you can squeeze in way more buttons there in here than 6, but I just thought that I like the size, how these buttons are, and it's comfortable enough for me, so I decided I also want to have an option to do it with my left hand. What I wanted to do is to be able to use left pad as well. And the thing is that if I'm using left pad with thumb, then I cannot use my thumb anymore to run forward, right? So what I did is, as soon as I touched left pad, I keep on running. So you see, it's like if I need to run away, I keep on running. If I need to sprint, I keep sprinting. And this way, I can easily summon my one-time RPGs, for example. So I'm running, doing same way, click, summon, and I keep running. I never stopped. And if there is a bug behind me, like I can turn around, shoot him, then keep running away. And this thing landed already. I quickly pick it up and shoot back at whoever it is behind me. These macroses are really usable. You can customize them. Of course, you can custom bind the ones which suit your playstyle the most. As you can see, I'm using only 12 here. So 6 on the right touchpad, 6 on the left touchpad. And that's plenty for me. And if I need to summon something on the go, which is not in these 12 stratagems, I would just do it, as I said, with L5, and then I would use ABXY, up, right, bottom, 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 summon. That's it. Run away. Yeah, so in terms of Steam Deck performance, right now I turned on everything to absolute low, absolute minimum. Plus I did some custom config file editing. Is it like .ini or something? And that's why even when it's 9 level difficulty with 4 people in it, it dips down from 40, it dips down to like 30, sometimes 26 maybe. But not that often it's 26, so it's more or less around 30 frames per second, like 30, 35 maybe. So is it good looking? No, it's not. Is it playable? Yes, it's playable, since we cannot have anything better on Steam Deck as of now, so at least it's like this and it's good enough for me. So yeah, once again, quick recap. You wanna summon anything, the traditional way to do it would be using DPad, bottom, bottom, top, right. Okay, we summoned it. My adjustments, which I recommend to use, which is, I don't think it's cheating, it's just comfortable. I hold that button and ABXY become DPad as well, so bottom, bottom, top, right. Okay, if it's something you use really often, so for example this resupply thing, right, I just binded it here as a macro, so I click it, I bind it, and I throw it. And if it's something else which doesn't fit this 6, the most commonly, most often used stratagems for you, I just bind them to left. Of course, you can do many layered thing, you can do some layer switches, so you could have all of them on right touchpad, but I just thought it would be easier and more comfortable for me if I will have 6 here and 6 on the left. And on the left touchpad I, for example, have a Gatling strike. Since I'm playing on a touchpad, I did right stick to act as a D-pad as well. And only later I also made ABXY button. So right now both of them act as D-pad, and I think later I'll just switch right stick to the radial menu for choosing more stratagems on the go, like another 6, 12 something, which sometimes I choose to choose like Steam Pack or choose Greande, switch to Greande on the go. Another thing, my R5 button is also switching either to Greande, or if I hold it, it's using Steam Pack. Okay, and now I'll be using my Steam Pack, which is R5. I hold it, and he uses it. Nice and comfortable. And my L4 button, so my L5 is LB, basically, plus it's also switches between layers to make this possible. Like, I'm aiming with my right touchpad, but also when I hold it, I can still aim with my gyro. And when I'm running on my left, like as you can see, I'm not pushing forward, but I can do this, and I can still use my both touchpad and gyro for aiming, should I want to look around and whatnot. Quite comfortable, actually. Yeah, and my L4 button is sprint, I think, and I don't think that I made it as a sit-up button. Right now, it's probably only acts as sprint, which is totally fine for me. So what else I wanted to show you? My right trigger is a fire button, but my left trigger is a little bit tricky. My left trigger imitates the setting which you have if you play with mouse and keyboard, which is, if you like hold it, it will zoom in. It will zoom in without aiming down the sides. And if you click it on a mouse, it goes to this iron sight mode. The way I did it here, I kinda emulated this feature by using soft press and full press on left trigger. So if I soft press it a little bit, it zooms in, but it doesn't switch to aim sights. And if I fully press it, it switches to aim sights. So quite often I use iron sight mode for shooting. That's why for me it's more comfortable to set it up this way. I zoom in with left trigger, and then I click it fully, and it becomes an iron sight mode. And it's really comfortable. Like right now, sometimes running away, I just need to quickly shoot at something behind me like this, and then something in front, I really need to aim, and I'm aiming really well like that. So with a single button, same button, left trigger, being able to on the go switch between, I really like that feature. Maybe there is a better way to do it, but I did it the way I did it and it works for me. R4. What are the features I got? My R4 is double click B button, so I need to click it only once and it will dive, because I just want to have an ability to dive without like constantly mashing it, and this way I will be able to single click it, and while I'm diving I look around or aim or shoot, So yeah, like as you can see, to dive, I don't use B button, I just use R4, which is double B button for me. What else is left is the map navigation. To use the map on the fly, what I really didn't like in the default gamepad bindings is that you need to stop and you need to click this map, and then like you can keep walking, right? Keep moving. And I really didn't like it because I just don't want to stop. I don't want to do that, like stop to watch. So what I did instead is right now my RB button, R1 button. If I hold it, it acts as a keyboard tab button. And that means that if I just click it, it will be pointing, tagging location, and I don't need emotions because I usually play with my friends, so I don't need that emotion menu if you hold it. And what I did instead is if I hold it, it opens a map. And that feels really nice, but I still want to be able to navigate the map, to zoom in and zoom out. And the way I did it is, maybe I would change it in future, but right now it's an additional like right pad click menu thing. So right now I can run around, I can navigate around my map, or I can do it with DPad like this, or I can do it with my mouse. And like I can set waypoints and it works, and I still keep running. So I never stop, I'm running away from bugs or robots are chasing me. I open up map, I zoom out, I check what's around, okay. And actually apparently I need to go to this spot, right? Did I? Let's put it here, yeah. So once you get used to it, it's actually quite comfortable. So like hold RB, map comes up, zoom out, zoom in, move around, navigate, push your mark, and never stop, always keep running. And right now, let me just quickly show you how do you apply it for yourself. So you go to Helldivers. Here on the top, it's my profile, GanJ macros, Stratagem, Gyro, Pad, Aim, Run and Dial version 5, Helldivers 2. You click to control settings, you go to current button layout, you switch to the community layouts, and you should be able to find one of my layouts here. So I got version 4, I got version 3. Version 3 actually got a decent description here. I'll use map on the go, which is right button on the top. Right stick acts as a D-pad, left trackpad and right trackpad you use for favorite stratagem dials. ABXY you use as D-pad, as long as you press L5. LT you use for both zooming aim and aim down the sides. Right pad you click zoom in and out. And when you're summoning the stratagem on your left pad, if you click it, you keep on running forward. So that's it. And just a quick review of the layout here. Once again, what I did, as you can see, I got a few action sets. L5 is switching to the right stratagem. ABXY all the time, unless you hold L5. If it's L5, it becomes a D-pad. Yeah, I also have a quick throw grenade here. So do I have it? Yeah, let me quickly show it to you. Like LB is the usual LB button, but if I hold it, it quickly whips out a grenade, throws it and switches back to a gun. So you can like shoot, quickly throw grenade and keep shooting. And I think it's quite comfortable and it's pretty much worth it. So like aim, shoot, quickly throw grenade and instantly aim and shoot as well. So yeah, the right one is for tab key, which is default for showing the map. Back grips, L4 is purely for sprint button, left stick click. R4, as I said, is for diving, not to mash B button 2 times, but just click it once. L5 is about holding the call for stratagems, and R5 is D-pad right is default for choosing grenade. So I click R5 behind, I'll click R5 behind and choose grenade quickly. D-pad up to heal up. Full pull command executes 2 of them. On start press full pull, it's right stick click, and then on release press, it's right stick click again. And soft pull is left trigger. But actually when it works, and it works pretty much flawlessly for me. And I also did the setting that don't remember my aiming modes, always start from the default one, and that's why it's always very consistent. Like half pull is this, full pull is that. Trackpad, as you can see, on default, left trackpad is always my summon stratagem menu, and right trackpad for me is this layer thing. that usually it acts as a mouse, as a trackball thing, and you can see the settings here if you want to, for whatever reason, mimic it. It's basically kind of like a default trackball setting. Usually I don't play with trackball aiming, but this time I decided to try and it kind of works, so I just didn't touch it. Yeah, but as soon as you click it, it enters another virtual menu, which, let me remind you, is this one, to scroll mouse up and down. Gyro settings, nothing special here, just did gyro sensitivity the way feels okay to me. It activates by both right stick touch or right pad touch. Combined U and roll, my usual setting, just because this is how I like my axis to be a little bit inverted. Let's go to virtual menus, so that's where the magic happens, right? So we got virtual menu summon, which I use for the right pad. I created these commands, for example, revive button, and then there is a sequence of commands which I custom added myself. It's like not pre-built or anything, just like I had to manually do it. So as we can see, revive, I just set a custom icon as well to recognize in a heat of a battle. I chose the similar color, like there is nothing complicated with it, you just navigate, look for whatever feels okay to you. For me it was this icon, and then you choose the colors here, so nothing special. Just built-in Steam Deck virtual menu functionality. And here I had a lot of commands, so like create DPad up, it all activates on start press, so as soon as I kind of like click the touchpad, click the right touchpad in, it starts this macro procedure. And the main thing here is that every other command, every following command should have a delay. So I put a 50 milliseconds as a delay, because when the frame rate on Steam Deck gets lower, sometimes if the delay is too low, it just doesn't trigger. So as you can see, the third command has 100 milliseconds delay, the fourth has 150, and the fifth has 200 millisecond delay. So it takes 250 milliseconds to cast them all, basically. And for example, if I want to use a longer command here, for example, suddenly there is an update and revive is summoned with a different sequence, then I would just add extra command. I would go gamepad, I would go, let's say it's DPad left, should be the last one, right? So DPad left, then I switch it to start press. It's quite long, but once you do it, like it's done and locked, and then it would be 250. Once again, I'll check what was the latest delay. It was 200 milliseconds, so 250 seems to be good enough. And yeah, right now from now on my revive button will have a DPad left as the last command, but I don't need it, so I'll remove it. And that's kind of it. That's how you do it. If you want one more virtual entry, you just say it starts with DPad right up, and as you can see, there is a new menu. For example, it will be some, I don't know, let's think what could, for example, fire strike, right? We would choose fire, we would choose a proper icon like orbital strike or something, and then as you can see here, it would look like this. So it would be a fire thing, and it starts with DPad up, and then it would be one more entry, extra command, and it would be DPad, one more DPad up, for example. Not long press, definitely not long press, should be start press. Or just press itself, but I think start press triggers faster, so that's why I used it. Also start press, and then second command, I would make it like 50 or even 75 millisecond delay, and that's it. Like, as soon as I click that button on the right touchpad, it would be DPad up, DPad up. Other settings here like that, they were default ones. Summon left pad is a little bit different, because the commands are set in the same way, and in addition to that, there is this command that as soon as you touch it, first it casts W button, which is run forward. And this W button is being pressed all the time, so nothing special is here, it's not a toggle action. So as soon as I touch it, it just always sends W button, which is going forward, right? Also it sends left bumper button to open up stratagem list. I touch it, it opens up stratagems, it keeps sending W as a forward button, and that's how I keep running forward. Yeah, and action sets. Once again, those are a couple layers for my map, zoom in, zoom out, and for the layer for Righ Pad to become stratagem list, and for ABXY to become DPad. That's it. That's actually everything what was to it. And I just wanted to say that it's really playable on Steam Deck. Unfortunately, the battery life is kind of shitty on this one. It's for me less than 2 hours, usually like 1 hour 40 minutes or so. Maybe on lower difficulties I could lower TDP and make it, like, of course you can always go like 30 Hertz, refresh rate, do 30 Hertz limit, limit TDP by, I don't know, 8 for example, let's say, how it's gonna be. Yeah, so it will be playable on lower difficulties like this for sure. But then when you, as soon as you get to higher difficulty, as you can see, my playing time, estimated battery lifetime is going up. It's 1:33 already, 1 hour 33. And the battery is half now, so that could help, but that's not my way. And I'll just do it 45 FPS here, 45 here, and off we go. Good game, good fun. I also tried streaming from my home PC to Steam Deck, and it actually works really well from my home Wi-Fi when I'm at home. If for whatever reason I don't want to sit by my desktop, I'm quite happy to pick up my Steam Deck and stream to Steam Deck from my beefy PC. But even if I can play it only on Steam Deck, yeah, as you can see, it's possible. Especially with these things, you know. I quickly summon. Sometimes, as you can see, it might not work. Oh, I didn't pick it this time. Okay, I picked up RPG. That's the RPG thing. Come on, RPG. RPG, yeah, RPG. And as you can see, sometimes maybe something is off, FPS is not enough or whatever. Or you simply don't have this. You simply don't have this binded, or it's not chosen properly, so you can still always custom summon it. For example, this help beacon, I don't have it, so I just manually dial it with ABXY, and that's it. The game works. The game works. The gyro works as well. You can check out my other videos on gyro settings, on gyro customization for Insurgency, for example, Sandstorm, or some other titles. I have a video about Deus Ex Mankind Divided gyro settings, which I cover in depth, but yeah, it's good enough. It's not as perfect as PC, of course, but not far from it. Not far from it, and it's good fun. Enjoy your games, have a good one, I hope it was helpful. Cheers guys, bye bye.